The Amazon scammer in this story did not look like a movie thief. He looked like a pattern hiding inside millions of normal orders. That is what makes the analyst job so hard and so interesting. The breakthrough usually does not come from one dramatic clue. It comes from something that is just a little too fast, a little too repeated, or a little too identical. The title works because multi-million-dollar Amazon fraud is not fantasy. Public cases show that organized refund fraud can reach huge numbers once it scales. These groups do not act like random shoplifters. They act like businesses. They recruit customers online, promise refund methods, take a cut of the money, and repeat the trick again and again. In many cases, the item is never truly returned. In other cases, the group manipulates shipping data, delivery stories, or customer service records until the platform gives money back anyway. That means the real target is not just a package. The real target is trust inside a giant retail system. One of the strongest real-world anchors here is the group widely reported as Recce. Amazon has said its investigators monitored public communications, gathered outside data, traced activity across platforms, and helped support a 2025 arrest in Lithuania. Authorities reportedly seized about 6 million euros in illicit assets. Separate reporting put the fraud itself near 5 million euros. That is why a title about a multi-million-dollar Amazon scammer makes sense. The numbers are large because the operation model is built for scale. And scale is exactly what makes analysts think differently. They are not only asking whether one refund is fake. They are asking whether one strange refund is connected to 50 others that look different on the surface but behave the same underneath. Amazon has also described other groups such as Chinchopa and Spectre. Civil lawsuits helped identify operators and push some of these cases into the open. That matters because fraud investigations are not always solved by one police raid. Sometimes a company uses civil discovery to turn hidden usernames into real names, accounts, payments, and relationships. Another big thread was Operation Chargeback. That broader effort targeted organized refund fraud instead of treating each case like a lonely complaint. A public case linked to the Artemis refund group involved 10 people across places like New York, California, and Singapore. That spread tells you something important. These scams are not tiny neighborhood hustles. They can be international service networks. Customers in one reported case were charged about 15 to 20% of the refund amount. That pricing model matters. The criminals do not need to keep every product and every dollar. They can make steady money just by taking a cut from a large number of fake refunds. Now imagine what the analyst actually sees. A dashboard does not say, "This account belongs to a criminal ring." It shows refund approvals that are strangely fast. It shows high-value items getting money back with unusual efficiency. It shows the same delivery excuse appearing across unrelated accounts. It shows cases that look separate to a customer but look almost cloned to someone reading the logs. That is why timestamps matter. That is why account histories matter. That is why device data, shipping exceptions, and approval records matter. The tools are not glamorous. The tools are logs, histories, exception reports, and cross-system comparisons. But inside those dry records, a ring starts to appear. Maybe the same phrase shows up in complaint text. Maybe the same region produces an odd number of high-dollar refund approvals. Maybe the same device pattern touches accounts that should never be related. Maybe a small cluster of employee actions stands out from thousands of normal approvals. That leads to another ugly part of the story. Insider help can make these scams much worse. Public reporting on Amazon litigation has described former employees being bribed to approve illegitimate refunds or returns. A small bribe can unlock a much larger loss. That means an analyst is not only hunting fake customers. The analyst may also be looking for an employee or contractor whose approval behavior no longer looks normal. This is where pattern recognition becomes powerful. A single suspicious refund can be noise. 100 suspicious refunds tied to the same approval style is something else. Amazon has said organized refund fraud groups sometimes advertise openly on encrypted or semi-public channels. That makes the whole system feel even stranger. The scam is not hiding in complete darkness. It is partly hiding in plain sight, mixed into the huge noise of normal online shopping. And Amazon's scale creates both the problem and the clue. When a platform is enormous, even a tiny fraud rate can produce huge losses. But scale also means fraudsters leave repeated footprints. The same method has to work again and again or the business dies. That repetition is the analyst's opening. One of the smartest ways to tell this story is to remember that not every major Amazon fraud case looks like refund fraud. Some involve fake invoices. Some involve logistics manipulation. A federal case in Connecticut accused a man of defrauding Amazon Logistics by more than $3 million through fake trailer movements and false invoices. A major Georgia case involved former Amazon employees in a scheme worth nearly $10 million. The mechanics differ, but the lesson stays the same. At scale, fraud leaves operational fingerprints. That is the moment the story turns. The analyst is no longer staring at random complaints. The analyst is building a map. On that map are customers, insiders, payment channels, shipping stories, exception patterns, and public recruitment trails. Each clue looks small by itself. Together, they show intent. Amazon has said it invested more than $1 billion in 2024 and used thousands of specialists against counterfeits, fraud, and abuse. That number matters because this is not a side problem. It is a permanent fight over the weak points inside a customer-friendly system. A good return policy helps honest people. It also gives dishonest people places to hide. So the analyst has to do two hard jobs at once. Catch the bad actors without punishing normal customers who really did lose a package or receive a broken item. That is why the work is difficult. And that is why catching one multi-million-dollar scammer rarely comes from one genius guess. It comes from patient pattern work, a refund that is too fast, an approver who is too generous, a delivery story that appears too often, a network that is too coordinated to be chance. When those pieces lock together, the scammer stops looking invisible. He starts looking obvious, but only after somebody did the slow work of seeing what everyone else missed.